attending it. So the So the torture is still going up till now. At a certain moment in the press, they said we have 5 persons of the 43 who admit that they are a member of NPA. Even when we were with the family of Madel, could see how they were presented, and some said, yeah, we are from NPA and we were doing some training, etc. But of course, I have heard stories in Turkey how the Turkish army is torturing people, where I had persons who had been judged and jailed for 20 years and lifetime for so-called being member of PKK, etc., where we could talk to these people, and all said later, we were tortured, and if they tortured you, you sign whatever they want you to sign. You sign even that you will kill your mother, has been said in Turkey to me. I could not talk to these people in here, but that's what I have from my experience. Everybody under us in here, if they really torture you, most of you will sign whatever and tell whatever to stop the torture. Even one of the lawyers could say that on television, because now there is a battle for the public opinion. The army who wants to say we could catch a big group of NPA who were preparing attacks, and the people of CHD, the partner organization of Medical Aid for the Third World, who tells the truth like it's a medical formation for people to serve people in the villages. So then the Ministry of Health came up with, and then that is taken in the Boulevard Press, the 43 are not health workers. Yeah, if they want to say they are not nurses, they are not doctors, yeah, for sure. That is just the idea of CHD, to train people who are not doctor and nurse to do some medical work. So it's a bit the fight in the media to get the attention in a positive way. Positive in here is that from many different fields, going from most of the deans, from the medical faculties, most of the professors of public health, the Bishops Association, the Catholic Bishops Association, many other people signed the petition Free the 43. They even bought in the biggest newspaper 1 page of advertisement with a statement, we want them to be free, signed by all these doctors and professors and bishops and name it, members of parliament, etc. So it has a big response from international side as well, and that's the point, or to stress even in here, that it's important to do actions and to do petitions and to raise your voice against it. Even if it is heard here in the embassy, they will report to their headquarters. And the more it is everywhere known and people are protesting, the more there is a chance that they maybe feel a bit embarrassed by keeping them in custody. To give you an example how you have in the Philippines legal laws, very nice laws, and to see how the army and those in power are playing with it. You have the Supreme Court who asked, because the lawyers introduced the case in the Supreme Court by telling if they are if they are accused of criminal things, they don't belong in a military camp. They belong in prison then. So that was one of the first things. So the Hoge Rechtshof, the Supreme Court, said to the army, you have to bring them to us. We have to see those ones. And the army said, oh no, we cannot guarantee their safety, and maybe they will escape on the road. That is the official answer that an army man is saying on TV. Because of course, press is interviewing the army, why don't you bring them? You're obliged. You have the Commission on Human Rights, which is a formal official commission of the Philippines, who says you have to bring them in a normal prison. You have to have this and this. The army does not respond to it. So they can do whatever they want to do in impunity. That means they are supported by those in power. Not only supported, I guess even more instructed by those in power to do this kind of things. Now, if we say that is for sure, it is not the reason, the ridiculous reason that it was a training camp for making bombs. then what is the possible reason why they take these people? And then I give my personal opinion. Some things I heard, I cannot speak in general. It's just that I know there will be elections on May 10. You have seen in the last elections that the grassroots organizations, the basisorganisaties, organize themselves in different political parties who gain more and more votes. They had in total on the last election on a population of 90 million, maybe 50 or 60,000, 50 or 60 million voters. They had 9 to 10 million votes already. So that's already an important group of the population who don't vote for classical parties. So organizing people, making them having more power, which is one of the words even in here in third world organizations as well, empowerment of the people. Well, teaching them, sharing knowledge about medical care and treatment makes people more having knowledge. Making the killings that go on the leaders of trade unions, of youth, whatever that I named before, is also to prevent that people dare to take responsibility. Because if people are aware of all these things, they will be more ready to protest against the system of exploitation that still is going on in the Philippines, where the majority of the people have to work, although you have an official minimum wage of about €5 in one day, most of the people are even not paid that. Majority has to live under €2 or under €1 a day. So if these people are all aware about these things, the risk is for those who profit from that system that more and more people will say, hey, we don't want to accept your system. We will vote for those who want to change that system. So I think that's the basic reason that I said we want to have black terror on those people so that they don't dare to take position, that they don't dare to take stands, that they don't dare to run for politics or don't dare to take positions in grassroots organizations. I think that's the idea. It might have a boomerang effect as well, that people will say, well, if they do that dirty tricks, then it's my time to raise my voice as well. Maybe one point that I recall, one professor of public health who was on one of these meetings, she said, because the versions of the army are always adapting, and they said, oh, they were going to treat NPA rebels who are wounded. So that professor answered, look, if you are a doctor or a nurse, you have your oath that you will treat whomever is a patient, regardless of sex, of race, of opinion, of position, etc. Remember when I was in Iraq, I said even if an American soldier has a heart attack here, I will try to do resuscitation on him. When he was asking to use our cell phone, I said, go to hell. That was something else, but I mean, I said, if it comes to treatment, that's one of your oath, that you treat everybody. So that professor said, even if they will treat wounded NPA soldiers or rebels, well, then they do their task as a medical trained personnel to treat whomever is in need. So she said that's not even a reason to put them in prison. If that's their explanation, well, they have to release them immediately. And I think that we have to bear good in mind. All these people are people who in their free time, these are all poor people who in their free time are volunteering to be trained in some paramedical medical training to serve and help their population. They merit our respect much more than for us doctors and nurses in here who are, well, we gain our bread with it, but these people are doing it just as a volunteer. So I think we should give applause for all of them who were there and who need our support to release them. So I would ask an applause for all of them. Thank you.